Hi my friends in canoeing. Welcome to Hungary. Today is 27th of February. Since the weather is very good, therefore I plan to make a pretty good training. But before, I would like to tell you a very interesting story. It was around 1970 when a new coach came to our club. Uncle Erwin was a short man, but despite his appearance, he was very strong. In addition, he was a very good coach. In those days coaches were not spoilt with motorboats and he had to do the first training sessions on the shore while we rowed. Sometimes he ride his bicycle along the shore, nevertheless, he pushed us very hard. He would always say, "I don't want you to have muscular strain, I'm just doing a light workout today." After that, some of us were stopped coming to training on the next day, because they were getting muscle strain. Then he got his first motorboat. It was a simple wooden boat, but it had a very good engine. If I remember correctly, it had a Yamaha motor. Thereafter we did a lot of training on the water. One day, it was a Sunday, we went quite far from Budapest. The distance there and back was 24 kilometers. During this time we were training several distances of 500 meters. We had a short break, drank water, ate an apple and then drove back. It was very tiring. He was riding behind us on his motorboat and constantly criticized our canoeing style. We were exhausted. Suddenly we stopped hearing his voice. We looked back, but he was gone. We pulled up to the boathouse. We thought the training was over. We went ashore and put the canoe in place. Suddenly we saw Uncle Erwin in the middle of the Danube. He was trying to start the motor. Meanwhile we noticed a large passenger ship, the Canoist, approaching from the south along the middle of the Danube. It was a steamer with huge paddles on both sides. It was making very big waves. We watched from the shore as this big steamer headed towards Uncle Erwin. Our coach kept trying to start the motor, but the steamer came closer and closer. Uncle Erwin stood up in his boat and warned the captain by hand signals to get out of the way. I don't know what happened to the captain, maybe he fell asleep. But the fact is, he didn't move out of the way. It was already obvious that there was going to be a disaster, because the boat was heading straight for Uncle Erwin's motorboat. The steamer was only 20 meters away. We shouted from the shore, "Uncle Erwin, jump out." He held on until the last moment. The steamer was only 5 meters from the boat when he finally jumped out and swam quickly to the shore. And the boat was hit right under one of the paddle wheels. The wheel chopped the boat into firewood. Poor Uncle Erwin lay on the shore, wet, shivering and desperate. Then we found the petrol tank floating on the water surface. The petrol had run out. That is why he could not start the engine. The petrol tank was connected to the engine through a hose. The hose did not break, and kept the engine on the surface. It was indeed a miracle. The engine was retrieved from the water in working order, and Uncle Erwin was given a plastic boat, on which he could mount the engine and continue his trainings. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to my channel and give it a like.